In 2013, a 6-second video app became one of the fastest-growing platforms in the history of social media. At its peak, Vine was generating more than 1 billion loops, the platform's term for video plays, every single day. It launched careers, invented a new creative vocabulary, and proved that a camera phone and a few seconds of imagination could reach millions of people. Then, in October 2016, the company that owned it announced it would shut the service down. Not sell it, not scale it back, shut it down entirely. The question that matters is not simply what went wrong. The question is why a platform with that kind of cultural momentum could not be converted into a sustainable business, and what the structure of that failure actually looked like. Vine was founded in June 2012 by Dom Hofmann, Rus Yusupov, and Colin Kroll. The premise was deliberately constrained. Videos could be no longer than 6 seconds. They looped automatically, and the interface was stripped down to the point of near austerity. That constraint was not a limitation, it was the product. The 6-second loop forced creators to be precise. It rewarded timing, compression, and repetition in ways that longer video formats did not. A joke had to land on exactly the right frame. A visual gag had to work in a continuous loop. The format selected for a specific kind of inventiveness, and the creators who mastered it built audiences very quickly. Twitter acquired Vine in October 2012, before the app had even launched publicly, for a reported price in the range of $30 million. At the time, the acquisition looked like a straightforward content bet. Twitter was a text-first platform trying to expand into media. Vine offered a ready-made short video layer that could sit naturally inside a tweet. The strategic logic was clear. What was less clear, in those early months, was how Twitter intended to monetize the product or support the creator ecosystem that would make it valuable. Vine launched to the public in January 2013, and the growth was immediate. By April 2013, it was the most downloaded free app in Apple's App Store. The platform attracted a wave of comedians, visual artists, and experimenters who understood the format intuitively. Figures like King Buck, Lele Pons, and Logan Paul built followings that numbered in the millions. For a brief period, Vine was the place where the most formally inventive, short-form video content on the internet was being made. The loops were genuinely novel. The community was self-reinforcing, and the format was tight enough that a single good video could spread very fast. That growth, however, was sitting on a structural problem that would take time to become visible. Twitter had acquired Vine as a feature layer addition to its own platform, not as a standalone business with its own revenue model and creator support infrastructure. While Vine's user numbers climbed, the platform had no advertising product designed around its format, no direct monetization pathway for creators, and no clear internal champion inside Twitter who was accountable for its long-term development. It was a product inside a company that was itself struggling to define its growth strategy and demonstrate profitability to investors. The hidden crack was this: Vine's cultural power depended entirely on the continued participation of its top creators, and those creators were not being paid. They were building audiences on a platform that gave them reach, but no revenue share, no brand partnership infrastructure, and no tools that would let them convert that reach into income. This was not a secret. The creators knew it, and when competing platforms began offering alternatives, the calculation changed. Instagram had launched video in June 2013, just months after Vine's public debut. Facebook's resources meant Instagram could iterate quickly, extend video length, and offer creators a platform with a much larger existing user base. Then came Snapchat, which offered a different but overlapping use case. Each of these competitors had something Vine lacked: a parent company that was actively investing in the product as a strategic priority and building the monetization tools that creators needed. The decisions made inside Twitter during this period compounded the structural problem. In 2016, a group of Vine's most prominent creators, reportedly around 18 of the platform's top names, approached Twitter and asked for a meeting. According to accounts reported at the time, they requested compensation in the range of $1 million each, along with better monetization tools and direct support. Twitter declined. The creators began migrating to YouTube, Instagram, and other platforms where they could earn directly from their audiences. When the top creators left, they took their audiences with them. That migration was not the cause of Vine's collapse, but it was one of the clearest signals that the structural problem had become acute. Twitter's own financial position during this period is important context. The company was under sustained pressure from investors to demonstrate a path to profitability. It had missed growth targets repeatedly. Its stock had fallen sharply from its post-IPO highs. In that environment, a product like Vine, which was generating cultural attention but no clear revenue, was a difficult internal sell. The opportunity cost of investing deeply in Vine's creator infrastructure and ad products was visible. The return was not. In October 2016, Twitter announced that it would discontinue Vine. The app was not immediately deleted. Users were given a window to download their content. But the service stopped accepting new uploads and was eventually taken offline. Twitter had reportedly explored selling Vine rather than shutting it down, and there were said to be interested parties, but no sale was completed. The platform that had once logged 1 billion loops a day simply stopped. The aftermath unfolded in two directions simultaneously. The creators who had built their careers on Vine migrated successfully to YouTube and Instagram, and several of them became significantly larger presences on those platforms than they had ever been on Vine. The format they had developed, compressed, looping, visually precise short video, did not disappear. It became the template. TikTok, which launched internationally in 2018, built its core product on mechanics that Vine had demonstrated 6 years earlier. The irony is that the format Vine proved viable became the foundation of one of the most valuable social media companies in the world. Vine just was not the one that captured that value. Twitter itself, which is now part of X Corp, following its 2023 merger with X Holdings, continued to operate as a social media company but never replaced what Vine represented. The short video layer that Vine was supposed to provide remained a gap in Twitter's product for years afterward. The precise mechanism of Vine's failure is not simply that Twitter ignored it, and it is not simply that competitors arrived. The mechanism is that Vine's value was almost entirely held in the behavior of a small number of top creators. Those creators had no financial reason to stay, and the platform's owner never built the infrastructure that would have given them one. A platform's cultural moment and its business sustainability are not the same thing. The first can exist without the second, and when the creators who generate the cultural moment find a better economic arrangement elsewhere, the moment ends, no matter how many loops per day the counters were recording. That is the mechanism. Scale without retention economics is not an empire, it is a timer.